All right, good evening, Orlando, Florida, and beyond. It is Home Loan Drew back at it again on this wonderful Thursday, October 3rd. We are now in the orange and green, used to be green, now going to orange season. So that's what's going on back here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm excited as all get out because I have yet again another 3 phenomenal real estate professionals who have taken some time. You're about to see one that's actually out on the streets right now with the family, going and talking about real estate and talking about their upcoming open houses. But we're not just going to talk about open houses today. We're also going to dive a little bit into what you can do this weekend. So we'll check out some cool stuff online to see what's going on this weekend. And then we'll have a brief segment talking about credit. That's a big topic, probably one of the most common things I deal with when it comes to people applying for a mortgage. So we'll get to that. But first, we've got to talk about open houses this weekend. There's one in particular I want to spotlight right away. And let's go ahead and without further ado, bring on my good friend and a phenomenal real estate agent, Danielle Hughes. So here we go. Danielle, how are you?
Hey, Andrew, good.
All right. So what are you up to right now?
Okay, so we are out letting the neighborhood know about the open houses Saturday and Sunday this weekend.
All right. Love it. Love it. Giving people, the neighbors, a preview.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
So they can come pick their neighbor.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Listen, you are relentless and successful and a great example at going out there and letting people know early, ahead of time. And here we are, you're hitting the streets there and we're out here hitting the web. So let's keep it going. I love it. Love it. Tell us about the open house this weekend.
Okay, so you can find us Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 3 at 298 Wild Pepper Avenue in Deltona. It is a wonderful 4-bedroom, 2-bath home, and it has no rear neighbor, no side neighbor, and it's listed for $379,900.
Nice. $379. Wait, there are homes out there still in the threes?
There are. And this is a gorgeous home. It could be good for a first-time home buyer, somebody whose family is expanding. Even a snowbird, somebody who just wants to live here part-time. So it's a great home for a lot of different people.
I love it. I love it. And I apologize for not having the beautiful photos that you worked so hard on up on the screen already, but here they are. So this is the square footage was 2,100, great size, but you still get the 4 bedrooms.
Yeah, they're really nice size. It's a split bedroom floor plan. So you have the primary, which also has access to the back patio.
Very good. Oh, okay.
And then you have 3 bedrooms and a bathroom on the other side.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Very nice. Very nice. So you mentioned there was no rear neighbor and no side
rear
neighbor. Okay.
Yeah,
Very
so
cool.
it's conservation area behind.
There we go. Yes, there we go.
Side.
Love it. Love it. So quiet is the name of the game.
It is the name of the game. It's a great location. It's tucked back, but you're still very close to I-4. Hospitals, shopping, dining, schools, all of it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And this is happening. Remind people when they can come and see you.
Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, 2
From
days.
1 to 3.
2 days. We've got a weekend warrior here. Let's go.
That's
right.
right.
Very good. Very good. Listen, I'm excited for you. Thank you for showcasing this amazing property. And it's just live. This went live today.
It sure did. Thanks for having me on, Andrew. I appreciate it.
You got it. You got it. All right, Danielle. Be safe and let them know. Let them know.
That's right. Thanks so much.
All right. Take care. All right, guys. So if you guys want to go check out this open house with Danielle this weekend, 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, happening this weekend in Deltona. It's a great house, 4-bedroom, 2 baths, as you can see here. And I forgot to, Danielle, you're still there. Hang on. Can I bring you on real quick because I want people to let people know how they can reach you. Is that okay?
Yes, that sounds fabulous.
How can they reach you for information?
So you can call or text me 407 474 3697. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook at Danielle Hughes Realtor. Or you can visit floridahomeswithme.com.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Have a great night.
Yep. You too. All right, guys. So again, great opportunity. Go check out Danielle. You've got her contact info, and now we are going to move on. So here's the thing. One of the things I like to do on this platform is let everybody know what the potential payment is on a home like this. So what we've got here is $379,000, and what we're going to do is kind of simulate someone that's got, maybe this is almost $400,000. So let's say you've got about 10% down, and or maybe even 15, and you're interested in a home like this. What does the payment look like? Well, let's do the numbers, right? All right, so we've got a $379,000 house, call it 380 to keep the math simple here. We've got a down payment of $38,000. We'll go 10%. And then the way to look at the property taxes, you just kind of scroll down on a site like this and kind of see it right here at the bottom, $25.71 a year. And then we've got HOA. The HOA was low on this property. I think it was only $31. So we'll go here and we'll hit 31. And boom. Now you're going to have PMI. PMI is usually not that bad. As long as credit scores are good, even on an FHA loan, it's going to be reasonable. So you're going to be somewhere in the ballpark. I'll say $2,000 a year for insurance, since it is Volusia County, and I'll use just an average rate. Again, that rate depends on a lot of factors, but just use 5.75. So a payment on the property like this is just around 4-bedroom house, 2,100 square feet, about the same price as a 2-bedroom apartment these days, $2,400 a month. And add a little PMI in there, you're closer to maybe $2,450, $2,480. So this is definitely something that's obtainable. It's a great home if you like, don't want to be surrounded by neighbors, no real neighbors, and no neighbors on the side of you. So check out this open house Saturday and Sunday with Danielle. Thank you again, Danielle. All right, so now we're going to head to a different area. We're going to head to Apopka, Florida. And we're going to look at, say you need a little more space. All right, so you've kind of grown a little bit, and now you need more space. You need 5 bedrooms maybe, and maybe 3,000 square feet. So we're going to go up a little bit, and we're going to invite Jamila Banks to the stage here. And Jamila can tell us a little bit about her open house. So how are you? Welcome, Jamila.
Hello. I'm absolutely riding with water in my car, but
love it.
I'm happy to be here.
Very good.
So all is well today in beautiful city of Apopka.
Very nice. Yes, love it. So you've got a big listing, literally. It's a big old house.
I do. It is 3,050 each.
Very good.
And it has 5 bedrooms, 3 and half bath. And the great thing about this house is it has bathroom, full bath, and a bedroom downstairs, and then it has a half bath here as well. So it's perfect for Gen X.
Right.
Or you have a adult child that's back home to save money because the rent prices are perfect listing. It is important a lot. It is privacy fence, no rear neighbors. It actually backs up to Performance Road.
Okay.
It's close to the 414 and the 449. So great access to Hawaii, Orlando, downtown, whichever direction you're heading. It's been on the market now for a while. Thought we had a buyer, but they were able to secure the financing. So back in the game. Open house will be Saturday from 11 to 1.
Okay, say that again. So we got an open house tomorrow. No, sorry. Let me get ahead of myself. Saturday, from what time to what time?
11 to 1.
All right, so we got a window to get in there. The owners have opened it up. You're going to open it up for everybody and allow people to get an in-person look at this home. Now, one of the things I noticed right away, it's got great landscaping.
It does.
You mentioned the corner lot. That's also huge. But the other thing is this living area downstairs is it's very spacious. I like this space right here. It's wide open.
Perfect home for entertaining.
Right. Love it. And then you got the backyard right there, right through the doors there, straight ahead as you come in. So that's awesome. So what? I mean, honestly, what's your favorite thing about this house?
My favorite part is the large kitchen. I love to entertain and like to have family over, and this is it. Often I sit on the front porch when I'm doing the open house. It's perfect. Everyone coming in the neighborhood. It's right at the entrance. It's a perfect location.
Love it. Well, listen, we're excited to see you tomorrow, or excuse me, I keep saying tomorrow because I think it's Friday. My mind wants it to be Friday so bad, but we're not going to rush things, okay? But Saturday, you're going to have an open house 11 to 1, and people are going to be able to come see you. So it's been on the market, you mentioned, for a little while, had a buyer, and that happens. It's very common, unfortunately, in our industry where for any reason, a host of reasons, things don't happen and the home doesn't close. But that just means opportunity for all of our viewers to come in and grab this nice large home in Apopka. Now, what part of Apopka is this? More of like I say rural, but it's not rural at all. Is this more of the 429 area of Apopka? Is this closer to the south side of Apopka? Is this closer to the east side? I mean, Apopka's pretty big.
It's actually close to McCormick because on the right side of McCormick Road is Apopka. The left side of McCormick Road is considered McCormick.
Got it. All right. One of the things I love doing is seeing how far is this home from Disney. That's one of the things I think people moving to Orlando love to see. So let's do that real quick. Let's pop this address in here. You guys are getting this live. And we're going to go straight over to Disney Springs because that seems to be the spot. And give people an idea of how far, things are from the main attractions. And we are only 38 minutes away. So that is exciting. And that's largely because of the 429, which for those who are not from the area, the 429 is a very great newer highway, a toll road that was built on the, you could say the west side of Orlando, Central Florida, really, because it starts way up high and then comes around. It starts in Sanford and then comes around all the way down to where the Disney area. But it is a great, actually past Disney area, but it's a great tool. So you can live in Florida, in Central Florida specifically, just like you're listing here, Jamila. You know, folks can live, 20, 30 miles away and still be within 45 minutes of the main attractions, the theme parks, Orlando proper, right in the main heart of the city there. So the airports, as you can see, is right to the right there. So, I mean, great location on this home. And, I mean, how can people get a hold of you if they want to check out this property or if they want a private tour?
All right. So for a private tour, you can contact me, Jamila Banks, at 407-745-9678.
Very good.
Also email me at realtor.
Got a little bit of a connection issue. I can still see you, but it may be because you're in the car. But we got the phone number.
It's a little delayed.
There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit delayed, but I'm with you. Actually, let me see. I think your phone number is right there. 407-745-9678. Is that right? I think so, because that.
It's Jamila.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we are. It's Realtor Jamila at gmail.com.
All right. Perfect. All right, listen. We're gonna be over there. All right, knocking on the door Saturday. Okay, so we look forward to seeing you. And this is a wonderful listing. Thank you for presenting it to the world online today, and for everyone to see here with these great photos. And all the best with your open house. All right, take care. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. All right, so a little bit of listen, we're here to make things happen and sometimes technology isn't there with us, but that's okay. We got all the good information. This will be posted on my page, and we'll be sharing it to these agents page today, so you can come back and watch the video if you missed some of this stuff. This is cool. This property is it's again big size. I mean, 5 bedroom, 4 bath, 3,000 plus square feet, corner lot. Great property, and we're excited for Jamila, and it will sell quickly. All right, so now, what is it that we need to do to buy a home these days? Because I feel like there's so many, there's just so many different opinions about what's going on out there, guys. I mean, there's the interest rates and this and that. I can tell you right now, it's busy. It's busy for those who understand what the opportunity that exists right now, and it's busy for those who are taking advantage of what's happened when it comes to the rates being a little bit higher than they're going to be, but and the home sitting on the market a little bit longer than usual, and how that's going to create opportunity for you as a buyer. So one of the things you got to understand is there's opportunity in every environment, in every season of the real estate. There's opportunity. And I tell you, this next guest that I'm going to have on the show here in just a second is always, it's just been phenomenal at finding opportunity for people, and in any climate, from before COVID to during COVID and after COVID. I've seen her, do amazing things. So we're going to have her on the show in just a second, so she can talk a little bit about an open house that she's going to be hosting this weekend, but also some of the common obstacles that we see. We'll be talking about that briefly, and then some of the things that the misconceptions out there that people have about buying a piece of property, and how we're doing things to help people. And this next agent is phenomenal at that. If you have any questions or any properties that you'd like me to showcase on the show, just drop it in the comments. Actually, let me go take a look at the comments, because sometimes people are commenting and I'm not reading them, and I'm reading them now. So drop a comment, guys. I see a few people. Hey guys, how are you? Saying hello here on Instagram. Drop a comment in if you want to see a specific property. If you want to see an open house for a multi-million-dollar property this weekend, we're going to look one up here in a second, and we'll look up where that's happening. And I think dreaming is important, and being able to get out there and see what's out there beyond what you may be able to do right now allows you to dream and look forward. So that's kind of cool. All right, so back to what we were talking about a second ago. We have an agent here who I'm excited to bring on the show. She's been just an extraordinary friend of mine and a partner of mine in the real estate industry and the mortgage industry here for a long time. And so she's going to talk a little bit about an open house that she's hosting. A little sneak peek for real, because it's not quite live yet, but it will be here soon, and you're getting a sneak peek behind the scenes as to what's coming and when she's going to be having that open house. But then we're going to dive a little bit into some other things that are going to be very helpful for you as a buyer. So I'm going to bring Carrie Jeffcoat on the stage here, and just give her 1 second to get ready. We're ready? All right, here we go. There's Carrie. How you doing, Carrie? How were you?
Hey, doing great.
All right. Thank you for the last minute. I kind of just asked you today, hey, come on. But I really am excited because, you're doing the open house for a listing this weekend. And that's one thing. But then again, like I mentioned, we have so much experience together working with people of all different facets and financial, pictures. And so we'll dive into that. And don't worry, I won't put you on the spot because we didn't do much prep for that. But you're a natural, so I know you'll be able to at least help me along. So tell us about the open house you got going on this weekend, and where it's located and what time and all that good stuff.
Yes, absolutely, Drew. Thank you so much for having me on today. So Sunday afternoon, 12:03, over in Long. I have a new property that's online. It's going to pay at 418 East Main Avenue in Longwood. So this also on Lake Street. So it's considered lakefront property. But in addition to that, it's basically a starter home. It's a three bedroom home. It's right at 600 square feet. It's nice, updated, and remodeled, so it's definitely done so well, and it's going to be at 420,000.
420. Now, tell me the address one more time. Tell us the address.
It's 418 East Main Avenue in Longwood. So it's at the intersection at 434 and 292 off of Grant Street, basically behind Lyman High School. So that neighborhood is known as like Wildmere and Columbus Harbor. So, there's a small lake there, Lake called Lake Dane. This property backs up to it. We have lake in front and lake access.
Love it. You know, I tell you what. You mentioned Lyman High School. I actually didn't go to Lyman, but I went to Millwee Middle School right next door. I have several friends that went to Lyman. If someone out there is looking for a property close to a great high school, Lyman High School is kind of known for its engineering program. They have it's a phenomenal opportunity. Seminole County in general has just done a really great job at education. And if you look at all of our tax bills in Seminole County, you'll see why. You know, we pay a good amount of money to make sure that the school system here is well funded. And Lyman High School, which is right around the corner from this house, is just a fantastic school for engineering. Great magnet program.
Yes,
and
it is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the construction trade. So they have like a body workshop, have air conditioning, and all facets of the construction trades. And then it also has engineering trade.
Wow. Okay. See, I didn't even know that additional stuff. So yeah, I mean that's a great opportunity. And you said the open house for this property is. I was trying to pull it up, but 12 to 3. All right. Very good. Very good. So
East Avenue and Longwood going to list at 20,000. It's a perfect starter home. Right at 600 square feet.
Very good. Very good. You know, Carrie, you're out there. You're talking to people all the time. What is it? What do you think is the biggest obstacle for people right now, or objection to potentially buying a property like this one?
I think the myth stands with a lot of individuals who just aren't educated and realize that they can in fact put less than 20% down.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
so a lot of think they have to tens of thousands of dollars to come into the home buying market, and it's just not true.
Right. Yeah, it's so true. You know, one of the things that I hear a lot is the same thing. Hey, I'm saving. They saved for the last 2 years, 3 years to buy at 20% down, only to remove PMI. A lot of people have this number. It's not just, hey, I need 20% down, that misconception. A lot of people, they have this idea that PMI is like horrible. And it's like a no-go, you don't do it, and in reality, it's funny, there's a great family I'm helping right now, and one of the things, they came initially, they were talking about 20% down, and we looked at everything, and when we ran the numbers, 15% down, the PMI was like $30 a month.
Exactly. And
so why delay?
Dropped in this last, right?
For FHA, is that what you said? Sorry.
Correct. Was the PMI was actually over this past year, so it's actually not an issue.
That's huge, right? That's huge. By the way, I love the fact that you're always up to speed with lending stuff. That's one of the things I love about Carrie and how she operates in her business, is she stays real dialed in with what's going on. And you're 100% right. PMI for FHA basically got cut in half. It was like over 1% of the loan per year. Now it's like 0.55% of the loan per year. So to be technical, it's very affordable. In fact, it doesn't change whether you have a 580 score or a 600 score or a 500 score. FHA actually does down to 500. The PMI is actually the same regardless of the score. Whereas on conventional loans, the PMI goes up or down based on your credit score and how much you're putting down. So That's a great point, Carrie. It's a fantastic opportunity for people, and you don't need to save 20% down. You don't need to save 10. You don't need to save 5 to get into your first home. With a conventional loan, you can do as little as 3% down, and then because we're in Orlando, shout out to Orlando, there's actually an opportunity to save even more money and not even have to put 3% down with a conventional loan if you're a first-time home buyer, with the Community Promise Grant that you and I were talking about the other day.
Yes.
So this is huge because it's specific to Central Florida, Tampa, and West Palm, Miami area. There's only 3 areas in Florida that are eligible for this grant. It goes based on where you live now, not where you're moving. Okay, so you can move anywhere in the country. We want you to stay here in Florida, but you can move anywhere in the country and take advantage of this $6,500 grant that covers a good chunk of that 3% down. So, for example, how much is your the listing that you're going to be doing the open house for?
It's listed at $420,000.
$420,000, right? So we're looking at around 13 grand or so in down payment on 3% down. Half of that just about is covered if you're eligible for this grant. So you're buying this $420,000 listing with 7 grand potentially. You've got closing costs, but tell us about closing costs. You've been phenomenal at helping people with the closing costs. Tell us how that works. Does the buyer have to pay the closing costs?
Absolutely. So closing costs are a part of the transaction. We generally tell clients that we're going to have to expect to pay about 2 or 3% of the purchase price towards closing cost. However, in today's market, what we're looking at is sellers are more inclined to contribute to the buyer's closing cost. So therefore we expect to have around 1% of the purchase price at a minimum towards your closing cost. So say we can get 1%, about $4,000 from the seller closing cost, then you definitely had a great contribution to your total.
Huge. That's huge. You and I have done that for many people. We have, I think, one young man we're doing that for right now, and he's going to be closing tomorrow. So that's exciting.
Absolutely.
But this is the reality, and I mentioned this earlier for people. I want people to understand where we're at, right? If you're in a position where you are lighter on cash, right? You need some funds to buy your home. You need to save a little bit more. Right now is a great time to take advantage of the programs that are out there, just like this one that we talked about here, the Community Promise Grant. I'm going to bring some info on it here up on the screen, but also seller credits, as you mentioned. Lenders have always allowed the seller to help buyers buy within a reasonable amount. But we've always allowed that. It's there for a reason. So sellers actually need to understand, if you're a person that owns a home out there and you want to list the home, right? You can call one of the fantastic agents, just like Carrie that we had on the show today. Talk to your local real estate professional. But you want to entertain this thought and this concept of seller credits and how it helps buyers to come to your listing.
Exactly. Great incentive. Because looking at Orlando market right now, sellers are seeing about an average of 54 days on the market, right? So after about 30 days on the market as a seller, you start to get a little anxious, you're starting to wonder, like, where are the buyers? What's going on? So whenever you have that conversation up front with your real estate professional and know that attracting more buyers with including like seller contribution, it's really going to help you attract more buyers to your property.
Right. And to be honest, I mean, from the lending side, Carrie, this. I mean, a small discount on the house. So obviously that's a common thing we see is the price reduction.
Right.
But a small discount on the house, does that make a big impact on the payment if you just drop the house down, or is a seller credit more powerful?
Actually, yes, the credit is a lot more powerful because you will reduce your monthly payment a lot more with buying down the rate or using that contribution. So it certainly helps more than doing the price reduction.
That's it. You got it. I mean, that's it. And so it actually saves you sellers money, and it saves the buyers money. It does both, and that's why lenders allow it to happen, right? It's not an incentive or inducement to purchase. It's allowed within a reasonable place.
And seller, you want to get dollars for sale. You also want to pursue the interest of your neighborhood. So you generally wouldn't want to continue to drop sales price. Because that does neighbors and homes are worth in the community. So in order to retain the integrity of the neighborhood, a strong real estate market, of course, rather do a small concession to a buyer as opposed to doing price reductions.
That's it. You know this. I don't dabble in new construction too much, but builders, they understand this. They understand this big time. They are dialed in. They are giving right now all kind of incentives to buy a home, and Carrie and real estate agents like Carrie and Jamila and Danielle that we've had on the show today, they can help you to even go and tour these, and they know about these incentives that are out there. They study these incentives with the different builders, and typically they have their own lenders, and I'm not involved in that process, and that's okay. Because that's part of opportunities. You go where the opportunity fits your needs most. And I'm all for it. And if you're not dialed in with what's going on out there, you need to be. Because builders understand it. Now, sellers, take note. You got to understand how builders are maintaining their values, as Carrie mentioned, right? They're not discounting their homes like crazy. Sometimes they do, but they're maintaining their value, but they're making sure that they're giving those seller credits so that the buyers have the better financing terms and can come in and grab the properties even at the prices that are post-COVID, right? These higher prices, buy them and still be able to afford the payments. And so they're buying down the interest rate, they're paying the closing costs, and they're giving you some of the other incentives that are there.
I always encourage potential buyers to please bring your real estate with you to construction properties. There are sales agents, but you will not always find out all of the advantages and the opportunities that they're offering that your local real estate agent is to know about.
That's it. Yeah. And you guys have a little more power in that space too, because you do refer people to those builders often. Yeah. So there's reason why you should talk to your real estate professional, your real estate agent, and go and see new construction with them, because they can get you better deal. Now, who was it recently I talked to? I talked to an agent recently, and was it you that? No, so
we had a buyer. I had a client actually went to new construction, and for whatever reason, the lender for the construction community couldn't qualify the buyer. So and of course their approvers was Cross Country Mortgage. So they in fact were recommended to Cross Country, and through Andrew we were able to get that client pre-approved. Through the secondary market. But without their knowledge, the client would have just been denied by the builder, and it was right then. So because they were able to facilitate their process with Cross Country, they were able to client approved.
Yeah. It's I remember that, and I appreciate that because now they're enjoying their home. Simple as that. And because of that, so that variation. In fact, today, there's things I can't do, and you're because again, agents that are dialed in, just like you, Carrie, and dialed in on what's going on out there and what lenders can do and what lenders can do other things. There's options. I recently was working with a great agent who decided to point their client in a different direction for a different type of product that I didn't offer, and I said, I was relieved because at the end of the day, now this person had a solution. So again, with new construction, they have their lender. If someone has a denial at a new construction neighborhood or with a new construction lender, I can certainly help them. And if if there's things I can't do that they can do, hey, that's what it's all about. So I do remember that, and I appreciate you connecting me with them and being studious as far as what's out there and the different capabilities. You've been absolutely phenomenal for last minute and me asking you these questions on the fly, but I'm not surprised. You're natural at what you do, and you're really good at it. And when you're a professional at what you do, a true professional, it's gonna flow. So thank you, big time. I think that's good. Do you have anything else you want to share, or tell people how they can get a hold of you?
Okay, so it's Carrie Jeff from Compass, and we're located in the Park area. We have a team Zen Home Group, so you can visit our website, zenhomegroup.com, and then also the cell is 407-731-3884. Google me, Carrie Code at Compass, and you can visit my Google page and also, of course, Facebook and Instagram. But I'd love the opportunity to answer more questions or help any clients with their home buying needs.
Let's go. That's it. Your elevator speech, right? That's what they call it, elevator pitch. Love it. Too natural. So thank you, Carrie. Thanks to Jamila. And thank you, Danielle, who was out there on the streets, for giving us a sneak preview at your open houses this weekend. Carrie, you've got one happening Sunday in Longwood. And Jamila's got one on Saturday, and Danielle's got one Saturday and Sunday. So we've got the whole weekend covered for you guys, and I thank you so much for being a true professional of the industry. You'll notice, you'll see, guys, there's a lot has changed in the real estate community these last few years, and yet some of the true professionals out there are still busy, like Carrie, like Jamila, like Danielle, that are trying to make sure that real estate still moves in an appropriate manner, and that both buyers and sellers are able to get ultimately the goals that they want, which is to sell and buy with a smooth transaction. So thank you again, Carrie, for what you do for the community. Really,
absolutely.
All right, take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so wow. I mean, listen, I'm just so appreciative of the hard work that gets put in by the real estate professionals. I worked in the healthcare space for many years, and now I have the privilege of working in the real estate space. Both are crucial and essential for the American economy and for the American people. And so I'm all for it. I love it. And I love working with true professionals within those spaces. So I thank these ladies that were on the show today for joining me last minute here to showcase the hard work that they're putting in for this weekend. So let's talk about what's going on this weekend. All right. And this weekend, I'm pretty sure the weather is looking a little bit not so great this weekend, but we're going to take a look and see what's going on out there. First thing let's do, I'm not a meteorologist, but I do want you guys, we talked about, hey, what's going on this weekend, things to do in the Orlando area this weekend. And I think we're up against, not a bad Saturday. So here, let's bring this on the screen. And we're looking at, so it looks like Sunday's a hot mess. We did have that tropical depression that was supposed to be developing in the Gulf and all that, but it looks like it's going to work out to be a little bit of a smoother Saturday than anticipated. So we're good. And so let's go ahead and check out things to do here in Orlando. Things to do Orlando this weekend. Now, one of the things I love is that, remember, if you're not from the area, there's always something to do in Orlando, because you have in your backyard the beach, several beaches, probably about 3 specifically that are, pretty accessible, easily accessible from Orlando. But then you've got all these other opportunities, to go and see, like the theme parks, for example. And I know that there's coming up, I want to say next weekend, you've got Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween happening. That might already be going on. I'm not quite sure. But there's things out there that you can take advantage. Look at this. I just typed in things to do in Orlando this weekend, and look at all these different attractions and things like that. So plenty of things to do. Let's see here. So let's go to this nice. Well, that's not going to work. So I wanted to have a little more of this prepared for you guys, but technical difficulties strike again. So here you go. You got, I think there's some pride events happening this weekend. Orlando's got some unfortunate history with the Pulse situation, so that was tough. And so every year they make sure that they do a good job at doing events to support that community and all those folks, and to remember them in the most appropriate way. So want to go out and support that. Oh, if you're a basketball fan, the Magic are starting again. I think it's October 25th, I believe, is their first game. Someone can comment, drop it in the comments. When's the first Magic game happening this month? Because you got opening night coming up, and I would love for you guys to check it out. If you've never been to a Magic game, you need to, because the team's heating up. And they're doing big things. I mean, they were in the playoffs last year, got hung up against Cleveland. But listen, so you've got that happening coming up here this month as well. So you've got October 19th, got a Pride event there. We're going to go ahead to Eventbrite. Let's see what's going on here. Got some nightclub things like that. I don't know. I mean, sounds like there's probably some pumpkin things going on out there, so you have to check it out. Again, I had some technical issues. I didn't get to prepare as well as I wanted for this segment, but again, you've got the Magic starting this month, and then you've got some the Mickey Not So Scary Halloween things happening, and some other things happening in the area. So I'll have a better setup for you guys next week. That's full disclosure on the events in Orlando. Now, the other segment today I want to talk to you guys about is preparing for 2025. So let's talk about this, because one of the biggest and probably one of the easiest things that people mess up on and don't have to is credit. Okay? Credit is one of those things that doesn't have to be that difficult. And people make it because, frankly, they don't understand how it works. So if you want to get your credit in line for next year, you need to watch this segment, because we are going to talk about some of the common things that happen, the obstacles that happen with credit, and how you can avoid certain things and also perform certain things to optimize your credit situation. First thing first, all right? Understand, and I have a family recently come to me, and the gentleman is just a phenomenal saver and likes to use cash for everything, and that's fantastic. But what's happened is now he's interested in buying a home, and he doesn't have any credit, right? Very light credit history. So it's difficult, and with us, you need a credit score. He didn't even have a certain credit scores. So there are things you can do to not utilize credit or overly utilize it if you're not a big fan, but you can still take advantage and build a good credit profile. And one of those things is just opening small accounts. So the first thing is you need to use your credit if you plan on using your credit. Okay, you need to develop it. Remember, one of the things that matters is how long you've had your credit, right? So you want to start as early as possible, and if you have teenagers, get them on as authorized users on some of your low utilization accounts, things like that. When it comes to your credit types, that's also very important. You're going to want to use a mixture of revolving accounts, installment accounts, and then, of course, mortgages eventually. And what do I mean by that? Revolving accounts are, hey, listen, you got a credit card or a line of credit, and it's always changing, always revolving, right? The line of credit stays the same, but the balance constantly fluctuates because you use it and pay it off, and use it and pay it off. That's good to show. That's a good part of what goes on with your credit profile. Now, the other part is installment debts. Installment debts are fixed payments over a set or fixed amount of time. You need to have that too, because that demonstrates good repayment history on a fixed obligation over time. All right. So you don't just want revolving debt, and you don't just want installment debt. You want a good mixture. Okay. And what we're doing, for those that are joining right now, is we're talking about how to optimize your credit in 2025 to where you're in a situation where you have the best chance at doing anything, not just investing in real estate or buying a home, but also for other things, right? As these interest rates start to come down in our market, it's going to be very important that you understand and utilize your credit the right way. You optimize it. And so we're just giving you some tips on how to do that right now. So we want to have a good mixture, okay? And if you're a teenager, you're 18 years old, and you're starting out here, you need to really pay attention to this, and you need to share this with your teenagers, is that you want to go ahead and have a good mix. Go ahead and get a starter card, right? Not a store card if possible. Major credit cards actually have better impact on your credit scores than starter cards, store card, retail cards, because they're retail cards are kind of considered impulsive, right? Hey, would you like to save $10 on your purchase today by applying for a card? That is a bigger ding on your credit than, say, a regular or a mortgage or a Visa card or a Discover card or something like that. So you want to go major. If you can go credit card, go major. And then you might have to do a secured card at first. And a secured card is one where you give them $300 and then they give you a $300 balance. And then after you've paid that off for whatever amount of time responsibly, they give you they release that $300 that you kind of secured the card with. And that's how you build credit. I think my wife did it when she started out and first came to this country. And within 6 months, she had 700 plus scores. So you want to start there. All right, that's the first thing. Then you maybe want to go and try a little installment debt, right? Go to the credit union somewhere, a bank, say, hey, can I get a loan for $1,000 and then pay it back? And you might have a $100 a month payment or something like that for a year. And just do that, right, to develop the installment history. By then, on-time payments, good history. By then, the scores are through the roof, and you're in a situation where you're in good shape. But you got to keep it. And this is where people get trapped, because as soon as you've established credit and it's good, you start to get these offers. Now, if you didn't know this, there are ways that you can avoid being harassed by all these different offers. Okay? And specifically, when you apply for things, it's funny how when you apply for something like a mortgage, like a car loan, everybody wants to reach out to you. And there's legislation out there right now that's trying to stop that. A big movement there to stop the harassment for people. But one of the things you can do to kind of avoid this is opt out of pre-screening. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. This is a big part of your credit. If you don't want to be harassed by people that are, when the credit bureaus sell the fact that you're shopping for something, you can use this. Okay? Opt-out pre-screen is a website you go to, and you can basically let the credit bureaus know, hey, I don't want you giving my information out to a bunch of different lenders when I go and shop for something. Because that's kind of like an opportunist thing that you're right, they get notified that you're looking for something, and then they hit you up. And I've had clients tell me that they've gotten 100, 200, calls. It's insane. And text too, by the way. So what you're going to do is go here, click on opt in or opt out, enter your information. You want to do opt in for these type of offers if you're for some reason wanting this type of activity, but otherwise you would opt out for 5 years or permanently opt out by mail. And opt out for 5 years is the one that's common because you can do it online. This one you have to mail. But you would go here, you type in your information, and then within about a day or two, you're no longer going to be receiving all this solicitation when you apply. So that's the thing. That's part of building good credit, is knowing not to go too crazy with your inquiries. That's a huge part of maintaining a good credit profile and optimizing your credit situation. So don't go too crazy with the inquiries. When you start building that credit up a little bit, go ahead and be careful not to start building too much or opening too many accounts, because the number of inquiries that you have also plays a factor in your credit score. All right, and those inquiries stay on your credit for a while. Not a mortgage inquiry, that's different. But other types of inquiries, credit cards, things like that, do stay on your credit for longer. So you want to have a good. We've talked about having a good mix of credit type accounts. We've talked about having making sure that you're not going too crazy with the inquiries. And then, of course, getting into, like I said, mixture of installment and personal debt and things like that. And then as far as late payments are concerned, so your repayment is also a big factor. I think that's 35% of what makes up your credit score. So your repayment history, making sure you're not late. And when I mean late, I mean more than 30 days past the due date on stuff that's reporting to your credit is very important. Because those late payments instantly indicate instability. Okay, what's going on? How is a creditor supposed to know that you're in decent shape if you just paid late on something very minor? For example, you have a credit card. I did this when I was a teenager, just starting out. You have a credit card with a $25 minimum payment, and you miss the payment by 30 days or more, and now you have a 30-day late on a credit card of $25. That hammers your scores. One credit repair expert, he told me, he gave me an analogy. You know, when you're building credit, it's like climbing a ladder. When you get to the top of the ladder, right, the fall is greater, right? So when you miss a $25 minimum payment on a credit card, it can take you from an $850 to a $740, just like that, or from a $750 to a $620, $630. I've seen it hundreds of times. So you've got to make sure that you understand that late payments are not good by any means on credit. All right, that's important. So we want to stay away from late payments. We want to make sure that we're paying on time on anything, credit cards, car payments, anything like that. So again, the analogy is you go from the top of the ladder, you miss a step, you fall far. But then if you have a 500 credit score and you make a late payment, well, it's not going to go another 100 points. So the point is, when you're lower on the ladder, you don't fall as far. But when you're high up there and you make a late payment, basically the creditors are going, hang on, what's going on? Is everything okay? They have no way of knowing if you're literally beginning in the beginnings of a financial crisis. And that's why they take those late payments so seriously, and it hurts your scores that bad. So you want to make sure that your credit it doesn't show any late payments if possible. Now, if you do have a late payment, it's not the end of the world, especially on our end. You don't want to. Installment lates are a bigger deal for mortgage lenders than, say, revolving, like credit card lates. So you want to make sure you stay far away from those installment debt late payments, and just pay on time. So really, you don't want to bite off more than you can chew when it comes to your credit. Don't want to take out debts that are going to be too difficult to pay back on time to preserve those credit scores. Okay. So again, we talked about a good mixture, having a good mixture. We talked about making sure that you're not too unbalanced with what type of credit. Not too many inquiries. So you can opt out, like I showed you guys how to opt out from pre-screens, and we talked a little bit about, when it comes to your credit profile, making sure you're not, or your credit history, making sure that you're not paying late. That's huge. So if you guys have any questions on credit, please reach out. I'm not a credit repair person. I don't, technically have any certification to do credit repair, but I understand it very well because of the industry that I'm in, because I see credit reports every single day and actually have software that helps me to kind of simulate people's credit scenarios and do what's called rapid rescores, where we can, within days, make your credit scores change for the better. So those are things. So if you want me to take a look at your credit, I invite you to go ahead and DM me, and I'll take a look at what's going on there, and we'll see what's going on, and we'll see if there's any things that you can do to improve and optimize your credit for 2025, because that year is coming and you need a few months sometimes to get things rolling and get things set up correctly. And so this isn't just for mortgages. If you have any questions on your credit situation, please reach out to me, DM me, or call me. You have my number on my profile here. Well, I'm going to wrap up this show, guys. Thank you guys so much, and I want to again thank the co-host tonight, the guest tonight on the show. We had Jamila Banks here, we had Carrie Jeffco, and we had Danielle Hughes. All three are having open houses this weekend in DeLand, in Apopka, in Longwood. Great places locally that I'm familiar with, and I can say are just great areas, guys. So if you have any questions when it comes to the open houses, you can reach out to them. This video will be on the social media platform here in a little bit. And if you have any questions about financing in general, how to sell a home and buy the next one and get a good rate while you do it, way better than market rate. That's something that I've kind of specialized in this year. If you want to take advantage, like we mentioned earlier, of some of the cool programs that are out there for first-time home buyers. Right now, Central Florida, Tampa, and the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area have phenomenal programs that are not through the county, not even through the government right here locally. It's just conventional loans that have grants. And this is something that you don't have to repay back to the program or back to the down payment assistance entity. And it's just there for you. You just got to look into it. So reach out to me if you have any questions on that. Got some comments here. Let's take a look and see what people are saying. What's going on, Cameron? Appreciate you. Thanks for watching and dropping the comment, guys. If you have any properties that you want me to showcase for this weekend, let me know. Let's go over to Instagram. Looking good on Instagram. How you doing? All right, Ronnie's there. We got a few people here. Okay, very good. So let's wrap it up with our highlight home. We're going to hop back on the web here, and let's go check out a property that has an open house. We're going to go big, guys. What is the most expensive open house happening this weekend? This is what we'll conclude with. What's the most expensive open house happening this weekend? Let's take a look. I'm going to reset this. We're going to go by price. We're going to go above. Are there any open houses with a property above $2.5 million? There's a few. Hang on. Let's see if they're open house, though. Gotta have an open house. This is Open House Previews Live. So let's go to must have open house. What? Okay. What do we got? Big house here. $3.95 million. Hang on. Oh, we got a few more here. Where are we? So 3.5. Let's sort by price. Let's zoom out here. Oh, we got 3.4. All right, so we're going to sort this by price. The most expensive open house this weekend in Central Florida is this one right here in Longwood, Florida, close to home. All right, we've got a $3.95 million house. Only 4-bedroom. What? $4 million house, 4-bedroom? Hey, all right, now listen, let's see what we got. We got 6,000 square feet. So you know what? They figured out, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and increase the living space. That's what we're going to do here. This is an auction home, so you wonder if it's an open house or if it's really something else. All right, so it needs a little bit of work. It's a big property, though. That one's in Longwood. Let's go to an actual listing. Let's see if this one. Yeah, here we go. $3.35 million in Orlando. All right, are you a fan of the staircase? Drop a comment. Cameron, you're right. That is a lot of land. That is a lot of land, right? Let's bring Cameron's comment up on the screen. Yeah, that's a lot of land. I mean, let's see. Let's go back to that one that you mentioned there, or you're commenting on. Back to listing. Back here. This one. How many? 3.77 acres in Longwood. You're right. That is a lot of land. That's for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So let's go back over here to this other one. We're looking up the most expensive open house in Central Florida this weekend. This one's $3.3 million, listed by, let's see, scroll down, listed by Ruth Ann Martin, all right, with Revel Realty, or it could be Reveal Realty. It looks like Revel to me, but anyway, so we've got this property here. Let's check it out. See what we got. And on the lake, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you like how I pronounce that? All right. So it's a modern look here. What do you guys think about the kitchen? Are we feeling the kitchen? Modern? I like it. I think it's cool. Look at that. Okay, so here, all right. Here's a little thing that you guys may not know. When it comes to these refrigerators, I have a friend who ordered a refrigerator right before COVID, and they didn't get it until after COVID. These custom refrigerators are insane. So this house is listed at $3.3 million, and that fridge is probably $1 million of it. No, I'm joking, but honestly, it is expensive to have a custom fridge like that, where the fridge comes without the front panel. So it doesn't come with stainless steel on or anything. You actually send in you select cabinets that fit what the fridge has to offer, or the other way around. So basically they retrofit whatever cabinet you have to the front of the fridge and then send it to you. So this fridge right here is no joke. And so this is the type of stuff that you see at this price point. All right, we got a movie theater room right there. More stairs, beautiful. I like the lights. What do you guys think? All right, who's a fan of the gold in the bathrooms? I think that's pretty cool. I had my kitchen is like that. We did white and gold. All right, now listen. I'm not gonna say anything about this closet. This closet is legit. We like to see, all that space with an island in the closet. Very cool. Golf course nearby, good view of the lake, and then we got a wrap around with for the pool. It's a beautiful home, beautiful outdoor shower, very well done. Looks like it was remodeled, fairly new. I'm not sure, but hey, listen, beautiful home, and that one's open house for this weekend. So if you guys want to go check it out, you can. Open house. Let's go see when it is. Saturday, October 5th, 12 to 3. Sunday, October 6th, 11 to 3. You guys can check out a $3 million house in Orlando. Here's the address right here. Towerwood Drive in Orlando. So shout out to Ruth Ann. All right, cool. So that's it. We've checked out the most expensive home in Orlando that's having an open house this weekend. We saw some great listings again from 3 phenomenal agents. Shout out to Danielle Hughes. Shout out to Carrie Jeffcoat, Jamila Brooks. We appreciate you, or Banks, excuse me. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you again for watching, all of you. Shout out to you guys in the comments. I appreciate your support. And if you have any questions, guys, reach out. I'm here to answer them. That's why we do this show. Otherwise, be safe. Stay dry this weekend. Looks like it's going to be a little wet on Sunday from all that tropical stuff that's going on in the Gulf. But we're Floridians. We're used to it. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Home Loan Drew out. Appreciate you guys. And listen, again, real estate is how you build financial wealth, right? Generational wealth. It's the number one way, the easiest way for people in the U.S. to do it. So get involved. But it starts with a question. It starts with a conversation. It starts with you watching the show and then saying, hey, Drew, what do we got to do? All right, so I'm here for you. Look forward to talking with you guys. Have a great night. Take care. And we'll see you guys next week, 6 o'clock, for Open House Previews Live with Home Loan Drew. Peace.